everyone, it's Carolyn, here to share another channeled message from the Light Keepers, a group of angelic beings I channel for your awakening journey, and then I give you my tips and my experiences that relate to the channel topic. So I'm a channel, I'm a distance energy healer, and I'm a spiritual awakening mentor, and I share these channels so you can get support on your awakening journey through my YouTube channel, Carolyn Zaiser. So welcome to everybody who's joined me that's new. Check out my welcome video and also the 6 tips on how to create flow in your body for health and wellness. It teaches you how you can care for your body better during this awakening time, and then it leads you to a lot more free content as well. So thanks everybody for joining me today, and I'm going to get going on the channel now, and it's about being empathic, and it's real interesting, and it's a longer one, and I have a few things to say from my experience. So with that, I'm going to get going on it. Empathic heart, you will find, is a gift from the divine. Yet difficult times you find of others do affect you too. Your heart hurts, it can, and you feel oh so many others' pain. And yet oftentimes their joy inside and is there for you to sail along in time. And what is a gift for you too can often be something that can devastate you. And we wish for you to know today how to complete self-care and understand why you might feel the way you do when your empathic heart takes over too. Those who are of this way have a great gift, but must learn how to manage to keep themselves whole and healthy, we say. For those who care so much for humankind, often will find that they lose themselves too. We wish for you to watch for the signs of this too. When you feel like you no longer can find your own deeper inside, and when every relationship too feels like it sucks, yes, the life out of you, and you are tired and exhausted, we say. For this can come over time and be insidious in its way of not understanding. For often those who are empathic wish to give all of themselves away. But oh, we say first and foremost, it is true. Those with empathic hearts must take care of themselves before anyone else too. This sounds like selfishness and self-centeredness from the human perspective, but it is not. For one must care for one's soul and keep their energies high in order to live their own life today. And then when they can do this, oh, we say, so much more can be given in other humans' ways. Blessed ones you are, it is true, those who have come to help humankind, whether it be in action or just existing with your light in their way. But signs, we say, are so true. Is your energy sapping you? Do you have nothing left to give to yourself? Are you giving to others, we say, and secondarily, are others coming your way always asking for more from you, taking your energy, working it too, making you do what they think you should do, using your energy to? Are you a sounding board for so many others' troubles, we say? Are they attracted to you in your day? Does it feel like your life is being pulled away from you in the day? And then we say often exhaustion can come in the extreme cases too, where one has nothing left to give, a balloon that has popped. And we wish you to know again that this can be avoided if you have conscious knowing of where you are with this today. And then as you notice signs of this, to begin to reclaim the all of you. Time, we say, taken alone, out in nature, to feel recharged in your way, not taken from others in your day. Setting boundaries, it is so true. Telling others you cannot always do everything for them too. Even your children, yes, we say, partners and family, oh, today. Boundaries can be set, for it is healthy, not only for you, but those you love, to understand that they cannot continue to take and take from others. And responsibility must be put on themselves today. Quiet times, it is so true, reclaiming yourself, backing off too. This is so hard, for so many have been defined in their way of giving to others until there's nothing left to give, we say. But this is a new day and time. It is so true. For many of you with empathic hearts know good and well who you are and understand what we say. But the awakening now offers you to reclaim who you are. Oh, yes, today, standing tall in your own way. This does not mean you need to be full of anger or strife, just joyous and happy for reclaiming yourself too and setting boundaries. And know that those who are used to taking advantage of you too don't necessarily mean it to take your energy from you too. Yet when you set the boundaries, you may find they get upset with you in your day and do not know how to work with your new energy, for they are so used to taking from you. But stand strong and tall, for it can be no other way for you to continue in the life you love and help others live a balanced life with you, and so that you can share your light in more ways than you ever imagined when you take care fully of the empathic heart that is you. So I think this is a super important channel during the awakening, because there are so many of us in humankind that have been taught through our societies and our cultures that to focus on ourselves is selfish and self-centered. Well, I'm here to tell you, if we all were self-centered in the healthy way of being able to focus on what's best for ourselves first and foremost, building ourselves out with self-love, focusing on not giving ourselves away to others, think of what humankind would be like if we all were so centered in ourselves, understood who we were, weren't giving ourselves away, exhausting ourselves to the end of the day, and knowing who we are. We'd be a much more whole society. So this awakening with those who are empathic, and there are many of us, it is a time for us to reclaim ourselves. And I'm empathic, but kind of in not an extreme way, but in, well, and I'll share that with you in a minute, but in some relationships that I've had. But what we have the opportunity to do in the awakening is to be able to look at ourselves, because the awakening makes you do this. It is about self-reclamation. And those of us who have given more of ourselves and other people are just taking from us to the point where we no longer know who we are, or at times so severe that to even imagine not living in that way is frightening because we don't know who we are. We've never spent time with ourselves. Things like, a perfect example with me is moving from age 15 up to, well, not too far from present day, in a relationship, longer term relationship, over and over again with no break in between, never getting to know who I truly was, only really focusing on that other person to either feel like I was more whole in myself, which empathic hearts can do, okay, because we often think by giving to others that defines who we are, which, you know, it's a beautiful thing to give to others, but it doesn't define who we are. And then running through a series of longer term relationships to the point where when that all ended, I found myself with myself. And I remember that's when my awakening started. And I was like, a weight had been taken off my shoulders. A deep breath came over me. And I remember thinking, and I didn't know I was awakening at all until 6 years later when my dark night of the soul came. But I remember feeling this sense of overwhelming, oh my gosh, I feel like when I was 15 again, like I now know who I am again, like instantly. It's like my higher self spoke in that moment and said, okay, you're back. So it's about being able to identify, like they've talked about, the kinds of things that we can feel when we overgive and do it daily and allow it to define who we are. And then we lose ourselves. We don't know who we are without that. So it can get to that extreme, to that point where so much overgiving happens, so much giving away of ourselves, of that beautiful empathic heart that comes from a good place, of wanting to help others, but then to the point where, well, exhaustion can happen. Finally, during the awakening, waking up and going, everyone's taking from me. No one respects me. There's no self. Then you lose your own self-respect, and you're in a lot of dysfunctional relationships, and you're not attracting people who you deserve in your life. All right. So there's that extreme. Then there's the other part of that where a lot of us who are empathic, everybody collects energies of others throughout their day, but empaths collect more of it, I guess I would say, or feel it more deeply. And therefore we can actually take on and turn our physical being into a wellspring of their physical issues. And you don't want that. So there's all those kinds of things. And they've talked about this in here. about setting up boundaries and starting to do things for yourself. And for those of us who are deep into this and can't see the forest for the trees, this is a very much a one step at a time journey of self-reclamation, self-respect, learning who you are. And yeah, kind of scary at times if you've gone that many years and not understood even who you are, and that you've defined yourself through your empathic heart through others' experiences in their lives. So some things that I recommend to just start small with is start looking at your relationships. You could journal this, kind of look at your relationships kind of with a critical eye, and start looking at, where do I give and give and give? What do I give and give? What am I getting back? And not that it has to be tit for tat, but you're going to know pretty quickly if you're overgiving. And so writing that down, really spending some time with that, analyzing that. And it might hurt, but do it, because it's an opportunity for you to move into your wholeness and start being able to live the life that you deserve versus living it through others' pain and anguish, happiness and joy, or to the extreme of, not being able to feel your own feelings, you're just feeling others, to the extreme of what I mentioned earlier about, exhaustion from constantly having people take advantage of you. So things that you can do is start speaking to yourself in the morning in the mirror. And I know that may sound like, well, how's that got anything to do with this? Oh yeah, because we don't connect with ourselves. If you're empathic, lots of times if you're in an extreme situation, you're not connected to yourself. You're connected to how others react to you and what you can do for others. So start learning about who you are. Look at yourself in the mirror in the morning. Talk to yourself. Look at yourself in your eyes. And sometimes it's going to be hard because, lots of times maybe we don't have that self-respect because of the things that we've gone through. So I like that practice, and I've started to do, I've done that for a couple of years now and really been able to look at myself in my eyes and actually have fun with it now and understand more who I am, because this is, again, the awakening journey is all about that. Other things you can do is start taking time for yourself. A lot of people who are empathic tend to be around others all the time and not have time for themselves, because part of this difficulty, if it's been going on a long time, can be that, like I said, we don't know who we are. And being alone, that can be really uncomfortable because we've defined ourselves through others, through what we've given to others, what we've done for others. But being alone and starting to be with yourself and take deep breaths, get out in nature. And I don't mean 10 minutes. I'm talking spend some time. Honestly, one of the best things you could do, and this is going to sound scary to a lot of people, but I love this now, is you take vacations on your own. And I'm alone anyway, which I feel blessed for after all those years of, honestly kind of giving myself away. The point is a vacation on your own would be the most blessed thing you can do to feel the whole of who you are and start to get to know yourself. And yeah, it can be a little uncomfortable if you've not ever done that. But again, this is a gift to yourself, a gift of time. Other things are start setting boundaries, like they said, with those in your family, like your kids. That can be pretty easy to overgive to children. And then again, you're helping teach them a lesson as well. The other part of that is boundaries with spouses, partners, other family members, coworkers. We can all think about situations where if you're empathic, where potentially you've given yourself away to the point of you're doing somebody else's job. That actually happens. Now, a lot of us have just the situation where we're taking in the energies of others and we feel it deeply and we feel that pain and that anguish. There's all those energy clearing practices I won't get into now, but there's chakra clearing, there's, Epsom salt baths, there's all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't gone the far reaches of the earth with what I've been talking about with being empathic, you potentially very much are feeling it physically. So I could talk a long time about this because I think there are more of us out there than we imagine, and we don't even know what's happening to us. But again, it's about reclaiming yourself during this time of the awakening, because guess what? The awakening is not going to let you get away with this. It's not going to let you get away with this. This is a full time about figuring out who you are, knowing who you are, and the awakening is going to knock you on the head so that you can start to reveal that. And it will be a beautiful journey, even if it does have its struggles. So with that, I'm going to leave you today with the channel. And I want to remind you again, I love working with those of you who I'm working with on my services, particularly the Spiritual Awakening Mentoring, where I get to work one-on-one with you. We get on the phone or Zoom or Skype, and we work together to travel you through your awakening journey and really launch you forward. I work with your spirit team and my spirit team, and we channel lots of information through for you. Lots of times it's about past lives, your life journey, moving forward, and we bring up to present day, and then we move you forward. So they're really powerful, and I would love to work with you. Check out my services on purplerainhealing.com for all of them, and I would love to work with you if you're interested. That said, I'm going to leave you today, and I thank you so much for joining me in this video.